Sir Dennis Balacura, good morning. By the way, I am Villamor Angeline Garcela, 20 years old and I live in Batang Lumbangan, Mabinay, Negros Oriental. Currently, I am a third-year college student taking up a Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Filipino at Negros Oriental State University, Mabinay Campus. So this is the third video presentation or the task number 3 of the subject, the teacher and the school curriculum. For the task number 3, we are tasked to compare the Philippines basic education curriculum in the secondary level or in grade 7 to grade 12 to a particular country that we choose during our online class last September 30, 2022. And in my case, I choose the Belgium country or the Kingdom of Belgium. That is why for today's video presentation, I am going to compare the Philippines basic education curriculum and the secondary level to the Belgium's basic education curriculum in the secondary level. But before I will start comparing the basic education curriculum and the secondary level between the Philippines and Belgium, let me give you first a little information about the Kingdom of Belgium. Belgium is a country of northwestern Europe and one of the smallest and most densely populated European countries. The country is bordered by France, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Germany. The Kingdom of Belgium is known for medieval towns and Renaissance architecture. Brussels, the capital of Belgium, houses the headquarters of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization or the NATO and the European Union. The country is not only the land of waffles, beers, chocolates, and some of the best music festivals in the world, but also of diamonds, serial folk festivals, and a record-breaking political grid. It earned the nickname the Battlefield of Europe for being a battleground for historic conflicts between larger powers, including the Battle of Waterloo in 19th century and the two world wars in the 20th century. It has distinctive regions including the Dutch-speaking Flanders to the north, French-speaking Wallonia to the south, and a German-speaking community to the east. The education system in Belgium is divided into 4 general parts. The first part is the preschool education for ages 2.5 to 6. The second part is the primary education for ages 6 to 12. The third part is the secondary education for ages 12 to 18. And lastly, the tertiary education in both university and non-university format, averaging 4 years. In Belgium, access to education is free until the end of compulsory schooling that is 18 years old or until the secondary level. Nevertheless, certain costs of schooling can be charged to the parents like certain books, outside activities, school trips, sport activities, and personal equipment. The general school year starts in September for primary through secondary education and in the second week of October at universities. School holidays and vacation includes Christmas and Easter vacations, several single-day holidays such as Armistice and Labor Days, that is November 11 and May 1 respectively, and their summer vacation is starting on July 1. Education in Belgium is managed, controlled, and financed by one of the 3 communities, which are the Flemish, French, and German-speaking. Each community's education system operates as a distinct federal region around the language of that community. French in the Federation of Wallonia and Brussels, Dutch in the Flemish community, and German in the German-speaking community. These 3 communities, the French, Flemish, and German-speaking, have an integrated school system with minor variations from one group to another. The federal government determined the age of compulsory schooling and also indirectly finances the communities. Since you already have the basic information or background about the country of Belgium, as well as its education system, let us now start comparing the basic education curriculum and the secondary level between the Philippines and the Kingdom of Belgium. As you can see here, there are three columns. The first column is the Philippines or the Philippines Basic Education Curriculum in the secondary level. The second column is the grade level, and the third column is the Belgium or the Belgium's Basic Education Curriculum in the secondary level. Now, please take a look at the second column, which is the grade level. It is noticeable that the Philippines and the Belgium country has a lot of differences or have a lot of differences. In the Philippines, we have grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. But in Belgium, they call it differently. They have 1 MS second year, 2 MS second year, 3 MS second year, 4 MS second year, 5 MS second year, and 6 MS second year. In the Philippines, the secondary education, or known as high school, is consist of two levels. The lower secondary education or the junior high school, which are the grade 7 to grade 10, and the upper secondary education or the senior high school, which are the grade 11 and grade 12. While take a look at the Belgium. In the Belgium, their secondary education is divided into 3 cycles of 2 years. The 1 MS second year and 2 MS second year are included in the first cycle called observation. The 3 MS second year and 4 MS second year are included in the second cycle called orientation. And the 5 MS second year and 6 MS second year are included in the third cycle called determination. Although the secondary education in the Philippines and Belgium are both 6 years, the two countries still differs a lot in the educational system and structure and the curriculum that they've been using. In the grade 7 level in the Philippines, the curriculum varies by state, but most grade 7 graders will be introduced to pre-algebra. They will also be expected to read more complicated texts, write papers, and give oral presentations. And also, they may complete a project for a science fair or social studies. The subjects taught in grade 7 are the Araling Panlipunan, English, Science, Filipino, Math, Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao or ESP, TLE or Technology and Livelihood Education, and MAPE for Music, Arts, Physical Education, and Health. The 7th grade curriculum builds on the previous year with higher expectation in reading comprehension and vocabulary. Passages will be longer and students will be expected to do more than just answer a few questions directly based on the material. They will be expected to infer from passages, interpret the author's ideas, and draw from additional sources to reach conclusions. 7th graders work through the writing process using peer review to improve their work. Many 7th grade students will develop a deeper understanding of measurement and geometry, while also being introduced to some algebra concepts. Some schools will focus more exclusively on algebra, a subject once taught in grade 9 but now increasingly taught to most students in grade 8. While talking about the science subject in grade 7, science can be intimidating in 7th grade as students are introduced to lab reports and expected to study independently for tests. But science should be a fun subject for 7th graders. It is a hands-on and connected to their intermediate world. The curriculum will vary, but many 7th graders will study the natural world and the human body with an emphasis on collecting data, forming hypotheses, and using the scientific method to test the hypothesis. Now let's go to the Belgium's curriculum. After graduating from primary school around the age of 12, students in Belgium enter secondary school. So it is just the same here in the Philippines. But in Belgium's curriculum, in the secondary level, students have to choose a course that they want to follow depending on their skill level and interest, and that will happen in the second cycle of the Belgium secondary education or the Belgium's curriculum. If in the Philippines we started at grade 7, the Belgium's country or the Belgium's curriculum in the secondary level, the student starts at the first cycle called observation. The first cycle is 2 years. The 1 is second year and the 2M is second year. The first cycle provides a broad general basis with only a few options to choose from, such as Latin, additional mathematics, and technology. This should enable students to orient themselves in the most suitable way towards many different courses available in the second and third stages. In the Philippines, in the grade 8 level, the subjects that will be taken by the students are the following: Araling Panlipunan, English, Science, Filipino, Math, Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao or ESP, TLE or Technology and Livelihood Education, and MAPE or Music, Arts, Physical Education, and Health. Some of the key academic skills that students will acquire in the 8th grade are: analyze arguments in non-fiction texts to determine if they are logical, relevant, and supported with sufficient evidence. Understand that writing involves several steps: planning, revising, giving and receiving feedback respectfully, editing, rewriting, and sometimes trying a new approach. Find the volume of three-dimensional shapes including cones, spheres, and cylinders. Find the square roots and their opposites, exponents. Understand how to paraphrase and quote information and cite the source to avoid plagiarism. Give oral presentation of their research and writing, which they present their main ideas to their classmates aloud using formal language, clear pronunciation, and at a volume loud enough for everyone in the class to hear. Use linear equations to explain relationships between two variables and create graphs or diagrams to illustrate those relationships. Be comfortable distinguishing plot, theme, characters in fiction. Show increasing sophistication in their native, informative, and opinion writing. Understand irrational numbers and be able to compare them to rational numbers. Analyze data using charts and graphs and be able to explain the patterns in the data. Moving on to the grade 9 level in the Philippines, these are the subjects that the students will going to take: Araling Panlipunan, English, Science, Filipino, Math, Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao or ESP, TLE or Technology and Livelihood Education, and MAPE or Music, Arts, Physical Education, and Health. In the 9th grade, they may study American classics, British literature, or some combination of time periods to receive a well-rounded exposure to a high-quality writing. Many of the English courses for 9th grade students will focus on improving their writing abilities. Students will be required to write a more detailed research papers focusing on both content and structure. Depending on the teacher, these papers may help to link key topics in their reading to areas of further exploration. They may write several papers to answer opinion-based questions based on classic texts and novels read in class. Students in 9th grade level have a lot of flexibility regarding their math courses. Most of them will begin high school by taking an Algebra 1 course. Students will be able to learn math concepts such as rational and irrational numbers, line and slope, integers, variables, exponent and powers, and equations. Students will perform more science experiments, analyze more data, and write more detailed lab reports. While in the Belgium curriculum, the grade 9 level in the Philippines education is already the second cycle of the Belgium secondary education, which is called orientation. The second cycle is 2 years, the 3M second year and the 4M second year. In the second cycle, students will choose one of the four specializations: the general secondary education, technical, vocational, and art secondary education. For the general education, it prepares students for the transition to higher education and focuses on training theory and general knowledge. For the technical education, similar to the general education but focuses more on practice and technical teaching, preparing students for either a profession or further studies. For the vocational education, it provides direct access to a profession at the end of a course of study and focuses heavily on practice. Students also receive one or more additional years called fourth degree. For the art education, it is organized exactly the same way as technical education, but the elective options are within art and non-technical subjects. Students can go on to higher education in either a specialized institutions such as an art college or to a university or college depending on the subject studied. In the grade 10 level in the Philippines, the subjects taught in grade 10 are the following: Araling Panlipunan, English, Science, Filipino, Math, Edukasyon sa Pagpapagkatao or ESP, TLE or Technology and Livelihood Education, and MAPE or Music, Arts, Physical Education, and Health. Students in grade 10 will be learning and practicing important skills as citing their own evidences, outlining arguments, and researching their own papers. Their ability to read more difficult texts across a variety of genres increases, as does their vocabulary. A 10th grade science curriculum focuses on more complex scientific formulas which will prepare students for future learning. In 10th grade science, the curriculum includes the composition and properties of matter, changes and interactions of matter, organic chemistry and nuclear chemistry, and more. In grade 10, students are expected to learn about the surface area and volume of 3D objects, applying trigonometric ratios to right triangles, irrational numbers, power involving integral and rational exponents, polynomials, coordinate geometry with linear relations, systems of linear equations, and function notation. In the grade 11 level in the Philippines, student will choose a specialization based on aptitude, interest, and school capacity. The choice of career track will define the content of the subjects a student will take in grades 11 and grade 12. Each student in senior high school can choose among three tracks, namely the academic, technical vocational livelihood, and sports and arts. The academic track includes three strands, which are the business, accountancy, management, or the BAM, the humanities, education, social sciences, or the HES, and the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, or STEM. The core curriculum subjects that a senior high school students in the Philippines will take, no matter what track or strand they will choose, are the following: oral communication, reading and writing, komunikasyon at pananaliksik sa wika at kulturang Filipino, 21st century literature from the Philippines and the world, contemporary Philippines arts from the regions, media and information literacy, general mathematics, statistics and probability, earth and life science, physical science, introduction to philosophy of the human person or in Tagalog, pabungad sa pilosopiya ng tao, physical education and health, personal development or pansariling kaunlaran, earth science, and lastly, disaster readiness and risk reduction. Moving on to the grade 12 level in the Philippines, the student will continue their chosen strand in their grade 11. So for example, if the student choose the business, accountancy, management strand, he or she will take the core subjects for the grade 12 and the following subjects that will only be taken by a business, accountancy, management student, which are the following: applied economics, business ethics, and social responsibility, fundamentals of accountancy, business and management 1, fundamentals of accountancy, business and management 2, business math, business finance, organization and management, principles of marketing and work immersion, or research or career advocacy or culminating activity. While in the Belgium curriculum, the senior high school in the Philippines is their third cycle, which is called determination. The third cycle is 2 years, the 5 MS second year and the 6 MS second year. The third cycle is much more specific in each of the possible directions or type of education the student will choose. In other words, if the student choose the general education in the second cycle, he or she will learn more specific or deeper in his or her chosen type of education, which is the general education in the third cycle. Courses or subjects that a student will take in the general education in the Belgium's curriculum are the following: Ancient Greek and Latin, mathematics, modern languages, which is the main focus is on French and Dutch, German, English, and sometimes Spanish. Another subject is economy, sciences, which includes physics, chemistry, biology, and geography. And last subject is the human sciences, which includes psychology and sociology. And that is all for the task number 3, which is all about the comparison of the basic education curriculum in the Philippines and in the country of Belgium. Once again, I am Villamor Angeline Garcela. Thank you for watching.